Well, tonight, political observers are noting a significant shift taking place in Kenya's political landscape as President William Ruto appears to be strategically stepping back from political confrontations, while his deputy, Professor Kithure Kindiki, increasingly takes a center stage in the political arena. In recent weeks, communications from State House have focused primarily on policy matters, with President William Ruto seemingly distancing himself from opposition politics. Meanwhile, the deputy president is diving headfirst into political battles, raising questions about whether he has become the president's political shield. Our senior reporter Ibrahim Karanja analyzes.
A subtle shift is emerging in Kenya's political front as President William Ruto appears to be stepping back from direct political confrontations, while his deputy Kithure Kindiki increasingly takes the center stage in political battles. In the past few weeks, an observation of the communication coming from State House, including statements sent to newsrooms, points to a president focused on communicating his policies, ignoring opposition politics, whereas the second in command is diving deep into the political cesspool.
Mimi ni noma si noma. Mimi ni fire si fire.
This repositioning raising questions about whether the second in command has become Ruto's political shield.
Watu hawatujui, wanatuonanga tuko kwa TV. Wako na madharau mingi, madharau. Wacha wakati ya kampeni ifike, tutawamalizia asubuhi na mapema.
During a recent tour of Meru, President Ruto openly acknowledged his deputy's crucial role.
Sasa niko na deputy. Huyu anaelewa barabara, anajua stima, anajua mpango ya serikali ya SHA, ni mtu mwadilifu. That is how we are going to change Kenya.
Ruto emphasizing what he said was Kindiki's unifying approach.
Sio mtu ya kisirani, sio mtu ya hasira, sio mtu ya chuki, sio mtu ya ukabila, ni mtu anaelewa deputy president si mtu ya Meru. Deputy president ni wa Republic of Kenya.
Political historian Professor Macharia Munene observes that Ruto's perceived declining popularity has necessitated this strategic shift.
The deputy president would appear to have a little more credibility than the president. And because of that, it is appropriate to use the deputy president to sell the agenda, whatever the agenda is.
The professor notes that Kindiki's value is informed by his perceived relatively higher credibility.
He has a future to build. And he might want that future be seen in a positive way. As somebody who can defend a position, explain it in an acceptable manner.
Looking at the entry of Professor Kindiki, one gets the impression that there has been a sigh of relief on the shoulders of the president, that he's not on the political battlefront, but he's leading issues on policy and governance that seem to be the frontier of bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
Pro-Kenya Kwanza leaders describe Kindiki as President William Ruto's political windshield in the current times that shields the head of state from the day-to-day politics dealing with regional issues, the regional politics, the interests of the people. They also point out a stark difference between Kindiki and his predecessor, Rigathi Gachagua.
When you carry out a comparative reflection and analysis between Rigathi Gachagua and Professor Kindiki, you realize two distinct parallels. And we have seen Kindiki being a unifying factor by the kind of language he has been choosing to use whenever he is addressing the public.
According to Bigambo, this role aligns with constitutional expectations.
Because the Constitution confers upon the Deputy President as the principal assistant, who is in fact a principal advisor before all these other advisors come in. No vice president who is focused or ambitious or effective was ever seen to rival the presidential limelight or trying to act as a co-president.
Will the strategy to have Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki as a primary political combatant within the presidency become effective? Or will the opposition's counter strategies neutralize this political plan? Ibrahim Karanja, NTV, Nairobi.